Ladies and gentlemen, please listen close. This is for you. They thought it was over for you. They thought you were finished. They thought you were broken, done, defeated, and out of options. What they didn't realize is that silence doesn't always mean surrender. Sometimes silence means you're reloading. Sometimes it means you're breathing. Sometimes it means you're just warming up. You've been through hell. You've been pushed to the edge. You've been underestimated so many times that it almost became normal. But deep down, you knew this wasn't your ending. It was your setup, your training ground, your fire. Before we go deeper, take a second. If you're new here, hit subscribe, like the video. Leave a comment and tell me where you're listening from. And to everyone who's been here since day one, thank you. You're the heartbeat of this movement. You're proof that resilience still exists. Now, listen. You've got to understand something about people. They celebrate your failures because it distracts them from their own. They cheer when you fall because it makes them feel safe in their comfort. They want to believe that when you're quiet, you're done. Because if you ever come back, you'll remind them what effort looks like. You were never done. You were healing. You were observing. You were mastering yourself. You were letting pain build patience. You were studying while they were sleeping. You were reprogramming your entire mindset while they were mocking you. This is how warriors are made, not in comfort, not in applause, but in solitude, in silence. In those long nights when no one's watching, when no one cares, when you have every reason to quit and you don't, that's when you find out who you really are. When you keep going after the noise fades. When you rise again after everyone else stopped clapping. People forget that comebacks don't happen in public. They happen in private, behind closed doors, inside that part of your soul that refuses to die. You weren't out. You were just evolving. You were learning how to control your emotions, how to move with strategy, how to play the long game. You were learning to stop reacting and start calculating. They thought you disappeared, but you were studying. They thought you lost, but you were just learning how to win quietly. They thought you broke down, but you were rebuilding stronger. You've got to understand, comebacks look like breakdowns at first. When Michael Jordan retired the first time, people thought it was over. They said the king had fallen, but behind the scenes, he was resetting his mind. He was regrounding his purpose. He was letting hunger build again. And when he came back, he didn't just play. He dominated. Because that's what happens when a champion takes time to breathe. Look at Mike Tyson. He went from the top of the world to prison, from glory to destruction. People wrote him off completely. But when he came back, he came with wisdom. He came with control. He came with awareness. He came with fire that wasn't reckless anymore. It was refined. That's what you're doing. You're refining yourself. This time, you're not emotional. You're intentional. You're not chasing approval anymore. You're chasing evolution. They thought your pause was the end. They didn't realize it was your preparation. And let me tell you something they'll never understand. The longer you've been down, the harder you rise. The deeper the wound, the stronger the recovery. Because when you've had to rebuild everything from nothing, you stop fearing loss. You stop fearing judgment. You stop fearing failure. Because you've already survived worse. You stopped needing their validation the moment you learned to validate yourself. You stopped trying to prove yourself the moment you realized you're already built different. Now they'll feel it. Now they'll see it. Now they'll remember your name. Because when you rise this time, you won't make noise. You'll make impact. You won't shout about it. You'll move with power. You won't ask for attention. You'll earn respect. And you won't just rise back to where you were. You'll surpass it. You'll build higher. You'll go further. You'll redefine what's possible. Because this time, it's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about showing the universe that it didn't break you, it built you. Every time you fell, you learned something that the comfortable never will. Every time they laughed, you grew sharper. Every time they doubted, you went deeper. This is the comeback they'll never forget, because it's not fueled by revenge. It's fueled by clarity, by peace, by purpose. They thought you were out, but you were just warming up. And now, the temperature's rising. You see, people only notice you when you're shining. They never see the grind that made you glow. They only see results, never the repetition. But that's fine. Let them watch the movie while you write the script. When Steve Jobs got fired from his own company, Apple, they said he was finished. The board turned on him. The industry laughed. But he didn't fight back with noise. He went quiet. He built Next, the company that would evolve into the foundation of the Mac OS. He invested in Pixar, which became a global powerhouse. And when Apple came crawling back years later, he didn't just return. He redefined the world of technology. They thought he was out. He was just warming up. You see, when warriors go quiet, they're not broken. They're recalibrating. When strategists go dark, they're not hiding. They're positioning. The quiet phase is sacred. It's where transformation happens. It's where discipline replaces ego. It's where vision replaces emotion. You had to go through that silence. You had to sit with yourself. You had to feel the pain. You had to lose people. You had to fail. Because without that, you'd still be trying to impress the same people who underestimated you. You don't owe them anything. Not your words. Not your energy. Not your time. You owe it to yourself to finish what you started. Listen carefully. You're not behind. You're being built differently. What takes others months might take you years. Because you're not just building results, you're building character. You're building foundation. You're building strength that doesn't shake when life hits again. Look at Conor McGregor. When he got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, the world laughed. They said he was done, washed, finished. But the thing about real fighters is this: they don't measure success by trophies. They measure it by tenacity. Every loss is a classroom. Every setback is a study session. Every failure is feedback. He didn't disappear, he trained. He studied his own mistakes. He built his body again. And no matter what you think of him, no one can deny that. His mentality is what created his empire. He turned the world's laughter into his motivation. That's what you're doing now. You're taking every insult and turning it into energy. You're using every rejection as a reminder. You're no longer fueled by approval. You're fueled by purpose. Halfway through this journey, take a breath. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Drop a comment and tell me what you're building quietly right now. To everyone who's been here, watching, supporting, sharing, you are the core of this movement. You are proof that silent warriors still exist. Now listen closely. You're not competing with anyone anymore. You're evolving. You're outgrowing. You're shifting from proving them wrong to proving yourself right. The ones who laughed at you will eventually copy you. The ones who doubted you will study you. The ones who left you will wish they stayed. Because the truth is, power doesn't come from noise. It comes from alignment. It comes from being so locked into your mission that the outside world stops mattering. You are not who you were a year ago. You're not even who you were a month ago. You've upgraded silently. You've been removing distractions, removing weakness, removing guilt. You've been sculpting a mindset built for war. The game changed the moment you realized that validation was your biggest prison. The moment you stopped chasing acceptance, you became dangerous. You became unpredictable. You became free. Because when you no longer fear being alone, they lose their control. When you no longer fear loss, they lose their leverage. And when you no longer need to be seen, you start moving in ways that shake the ground beneath their feet. You're no longer explaining your plans. You're executing them. You're no longer begging for respect. You're commanding it through consistency. Every step you take now carries weight. Every move is deliberate. Every word is measured. You're no longer reacting. You're orchestrating. Remember Kobe Bryant. He wasn't just talented. He was obsessed. He studied every move, every failure, every second. While others celebrated one good season, he was already preparing for the next. When he tore his Achilles, most players would have retired. But he walked off the court on his own. That's mindset. That's fire. That's what it means to be unstoppable. You have that same fire. You might not see it yet, but it's there. It's the part of you that refuses to settle. That whispers, "Not yet." That refuses to die quietly. Every great comeback starts with one decision: to stop explaining and start becoming. To stop trying to convince people and start confronting your own limits. To stop caring about who's watching and start caring about who's becoming. This is your time. Not next year. Not next month. Now. This is your season of silent execution. This is where you turn everything they said you couldn't do into everything you dominate. They laughed when you disappeared. They'll choke when you return, because you won't come back the same. You'll come back sharper, calmer, more focused, more dangerous. And the best part, you won't even need to announce it. They'll feel it. They'll sense it. They'll realize too late that while they were busy doubting, you were building. They thought you were out, but now they're realizing something terrifying. You were just warming up. Your silence was never weakness. It was strategy. Your distance was never disinterest. It was discipline. Your calmness was never surrender. It was control. You're stepping into a version of yourself that no one's ready for. The world is about to meet the version of you that pain created. And once that version shows up, nothing will be the same again. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them assume. You don't need to respond. You just need to rise. They thought they buried you. They didn't know you were a seed. And now that you're growing, they can't stop it. They can't match it. They can't catch it. Because while they were laughing, you were preparing. While they were doubting, you were sharpening. While they were sleeping, you were studying. And now the world is yours to take. So move quietly. Act deliberately. Strike powerfully. And when you arrive this time, don't warn them. Just win. They thought you were out. You were just warming up. And now your fire is unstoppable. This is your time. This is your comeback. This is your rise.